I keep working on maintaining momentum to go in the direction that I want to go, but I keep losing it by being inconsistent, and I'm finding it's causing me stress. I've worked real hard to establish a path, uh, to, to, to write out a vision, to have a clear indicator of where I want to go. And what is what I'm finding to be a very difficult thing is maintaining momentum towards that. You know, there are ways of changing it, and I've been working on these, and so let's go through them. So the first thing that I found that I've been able to do is I have a goal in mind of where I'm headed, but what I found is if I keep looking at the goal and I keep staring at that end result, I'm going to miss the steps of what it has taken for me to get there. And if I keep looking at the goal, the idea of the end result seems very insurmountable. So paying attention to the process and paying attention to, you know, steps that I have deemed are going to get me there or I have had help figuring out is one way to maintain momentum, because then you can check off the little things. You can sort of, my end goal is there. The next step is going to move me towards it. And if you get into a consistent state of moving towards it, then it becomes you become able to gain momentum and continue with that momentum. It, Paying attention to the end result starts to get very, very stressful because it seems like it's just too much. You know, I often ask my daughters, how do you eat an elephant? The answer to that is one bite at a time. So if the end goal is to eat an elephant, then you just take one bite and keep moving forward. So maintaining momentum is definitely doable if you keep the end goal in mind, but pay attention to the next step. Pay attention to the next thing you need to do to keep moving towards that goal. And I found that helps alleviate stress on me not having momentum or feel like I'm not having momentum. So the next thing you can do is it's a very, very important stage to getting that momentum to be consistent, and that is to track it. You know, many people say, well, you know, what do we track? So we track our money, right? Us paying monthly bills. We track on a diet. You track what you're eating. You get an app on your phone or you get a notepad and you write down and you're tracking what you're eating so you can see what you're doing. We track our workouts, right? How far do we run in a single day? How many sit-ups, push-ups, you know, jumping jacks? How many reps did we do with a certain weight on a certain exercise? And you know, some people have the ability to track it in their head. Other people, once again, will use an app on their phone. Some people use good old-fashioned notebook with a pen. But in many ways, if you're tracking what you're trying to accomplish, then again, you can maintain momentum by, you know, sometimes the momentum when it comes to tracking can come from just the sheer fact that you want to track it, right? Oh, I did this today and I want to make sure I put it down so I can, actually sort of mentally reward myself in that regard. The other piece of tracking is it's something tangible to look at. So you'll be able to look back in a week and say, hey, I accomplished, you know, these two goals. You'll be able to look back in a month and say I've accomplished all of these things, and so on and so forth as you continue to move forward. And maintaining that momentum is always something that is a little more doable when you actually are tracking it. What tracking also does is it helps you look to see when you skipped, right? You say to yourself, I want to lose 100 pounds. And so your end goal is losing 100 pounds, but the momentum, the step by step is what is your daily regiment that allows that momentum to continue? Is it that you give yourself 6 days of restrictive eating and good exercising, and then you have a cheat day. You take Sunday as a cheat day where you can eat anything and everything you want. You don't have to exercise. You don't have to live by it. You just enjoy life. Many people do that in a lifestyle change with eating and exercise. So you have that reward, which then kicks momentum in once again. So keeping that tracked, keeping some level of method that you can see your progress helps maintain momentum, and it will relieve the stress of needing to worry about it in some regard, like on your own, because we all get sidetracked, life gets in the way. But if you sort of are maintaining that, you can maintain momentum, and you'll feel it. You'll feel that you are moving forward. And the third thing, which can be at times a little, you may think it's going to sound a little counterintuitive. I don't really think it is, but you may think that is to share your story. Tell somebody what you're trying to accomplish. If your goal is to lose 100 pounds, then share that with people, right? Because if they know you're trying to do something, they at least will know that if they invite you somewhere and you say no, I can't go, I have to do this, they may know the reason why you're doing it. If you've changed a habit, right, and you're sharing it with somebody, that sharing that puts it out in front of you, makes it more real, makes it that you've actually shared it with somebody, you've told somebody. Typically, I would tell somebody of importance or somebody that is around, that then you get the opportunity where you can then be able to, they can help hold you accountable, or sharing that with somebody could make you hold yourself accountable because you don't want to look like somebody that says you're going to do something you don't. And that will definitely help maintain momentum in the process that you're taking. We can put really hard restrictions on ourselves. And one of the things that you may also learn from telling somebody what your end goal is that they may have some insight for you on how to help you maintain your momentum, your goal seeking, with just maybe just conversation. It opens your eyes to something. And so sharing your story with others can really put you in a situation that it drives you to not only not let yourself down, but in some odd way, even if you haven't asked them to hold you accountable, in some odd way, you've put it out there. So you want to be the person of your word and you want to accomplish that goal. So, momentum can be very, very important in a lot of things that you're going to want to work on. But if you set yourself a real goal, you've set yourself a vision that is a little bit scary, seems relatively unattainable, then by getting used to having momentum, when you stop, you'll know it, you'll feel it. See, I've got one of the things I noticed is that my working out has not been what I really want it to be, but when I'm doing it, I feel great because I'm accomplishing a goal that I set out for myself, and in return, it makes me feel as if I can also maintain momentum in my end goal, what I've got in my vision. So you know, to sort of, to recap, it's really is to have your end goal in mind, but pay attention to the process, pay attention to the steps. It will make it smaller as you move along. It'll make those steps smaller. It's easier to accomplish the small steps instead of going straight towards the big one. Track your progress. Make sure you're tracking it in any way, shape, or form. If it's on an app, if it's writing it down, if it's just in your head. I wouldn't suggest that one. I would definitely use some tool to help you do that. It's going to be a little more consistent for you. And third, tell others, share your story. And if you need accountability, then you can ask a spouse, a friend, a coworker. You're more than welcome to reach out to me and ask for some accountability. So I hope this gets you thinking. If I'd love to know your thoughts on it. Any input, put them in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. It really does help. And until we talk again, live life like you mean it.